Hello, everybody. Jim Malone here, coming to you live on Dallas Trading Floor. Well, it looks like Apple took a big dive today. It's down again. And Tesla, boy, I tell you what, it really, really dived today. Fortunately, I had a short on it. I did close it today. I'll show you that in just a second. I think we're back to sort of the scene here, situation here, where it's going to be the big cap techs are under pressure. The funds that own them, the stock funds that own them, are they're going to have to liquidate more of their positions. So it does look like, at least in the Nasdaq, we're likely to go down lower once again. I mean, we're likely to go lower once again. So it's something to be concerned about here. Here's the shorts that I did cover today, and we did okay. We made some money today. I had a short on Nvidia, and you can see that's right over here in the the right hand side. We did close that one. We did close that one at 143. At 143.10, we opened it a little bit higher there. But where we really did well today was on Tesla. We closed two positions. One that I opened just a few days ago on the 30th of December. We closed that one very nicely at 114.99. Now it did move lower than that. It did move down to about 113. So I probably could have, but beggars can't be choosers. I was getting the thing where I was like, well, I made a little bit of money, and so I wanted to take that cash quickly. Same with the that I did open. Then after that happened, I reopened the short, and I closed it. Just made about $50, but not a whole lot there. Did close my short on Lululemon for a loss, unfortunately, and also on First Solar. Even though there's been a heck of a lot of weakness in that solar area. And that may be something that we look at here just in the next, very soon, because I think there may be um, some more weakness here. Wanted to kind of give you the condition of the market. The market had nothing's really changed in terms of the market condition. We're still at a point here where it's very bearish. There's been a lot of reversals, and even though it was up in the first hour of trading, the market did close lower today. So it just looks like, I think that January is likely to be a big sell-off month. I think we need to. I think it's just going to come down. It's just going to come down a little bit more. I mean, I think that's just the long and the short of it. I am long one stock, and that's BP. I've just been sitting on that one for a while, but I'm long down. I'm down on that a little bit today, a dollar, 1.75%, but it's still holding. About above 30, and that's sort of where I bought it. So I've just kind of been moving along with it. Haven't really done anything. Now I did close my position on ExxonMobil. I didn't quite time that right. Wanted to get out of it. It did pull up down a little bit today too. So the market overall was down. So I've been very, very careful, taking profits extremely quickly. Here's what I do have long currently, and I did open three of these shorts today. I opened a short on Auto Nation, symbol AN on that one. And it was down today, which it seems like it's going to work. Also shorted DFS, Discovery Financial Systems. Now, I do think that this one is extremely weak. The reason I do is because we're seeing an uptick in volume, and I will analyze the chart here in a second, but uptick in volume with a decline. So that just shows me that a lot of people, a lot of these big institutions, they're running for the exits here. And so that might be an opportunity as well. It's Discover Financial Systems, DFS is the symbol on that one. Google, I also did short Google today. We were up a little bit, but the volume is down. This is a weak rally, and I'm hopefully shorting into a weak rally. I definitely think the big cap techs have further to move down. Google was one of the top performers, so the last of the Mohicans, the last of the strong ones, are starting to move below that 200-day moving average. So that's why I shorted Google today, Goog. All right, let's see. Let's see here. Thank you for holding on, everybody, and let's get into some of the. Let's see. Let's get into some of the comments. Moving it over there. There we go. I have to do this so I can see what I'm doing, which is, which is just, I don't know what I'm doing. Hey, thank you very much, Roger. Appreciate you dialing in there. Roger, by the way, is if you're looking on TikTok, super duper easy to it's easier to see the whole thing on YouTube just because I'm able to show all the charts simultaneously. What I'm doing here on TikTok is I'm kind of showing you what the feed looks like to YouTube. But if you want to get on the direct feed, just go up here to my profile, click on that link, and you'll be able to get over right over to that YouTube feed. So, Roger, XLE, XOM, happy holidays. Well, this is the one I did close. I did, I did kind of. I don't know if I made a mistake on this one or not. XOM. I did open this trade before the end of the year, and it did move lower. So I want to show you that. I want to show you that real quick. Bring that. Let's bring that screen up here. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I went long. This is the only stock I did go long on here. You can see 1230. I bought basically 60 at 119. Now I did close it at 106.50, so it did kind of take a dive. And the reason I closed it was that it moved below that very very critical 50-day moving average. So because it moved above that 50-day moving average, we're in a downward trend. Didn't really want to hang out there anymore to do that. But it does look like we're going to see the oils move a little bit lower. It does look like. I mean, it's kind of interesting. I want to jump on over here to the XLE, and of course the XLE is the ETF that covers all of the oil sector, the energy sector. Is the Energy Select Spider for energy. Okay, so and this one also moved down almost to the bottom of the consolidation. The consolidation here is 62.65, and I'm sorry, 82.85. Excuse me, not 62. Um, we did bounce a little bit, but after hours it's down 84.28. So it does look like, unfortunately, this is a continuation of a downward trend. We came all the way up to the 50-day line, then we reversed lower, and unfortunately, the trend is lower, and it came down quite a bit. So I do expect the XLE to bounce up here a little bit, but I think that the trend will continue to the downside. So probably not. I mean, is it a short? I probably wouldn't short it, obviously, because it's in this consolidation. So I would wait on this one until it went below the 200-day moving average to do anything serious on it like this. This is the XLE for everyone out there. But I do think that it is weak, so I probably wouldn't go long or short. I'd probably just stay away at this point. Just just the way to go. Okay, here's somebody. OG Doggy, OG Doggy, OG Doggy, OG Doggy. Um, Looking at Apple puts. Okay, well, let's look at the Apple chart. It's very weak. And this is one of the reason this is such a key stock is because Apple is one of the most widely held, what one of the most widely held of all issues out there. So, whatever happens to Apple, we have to be kind of very, 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 very cognizant of it. So, let's kind of zoom in on the chart here a little bit, and so we can see it a little bit better. Okay, there we go. Now, here's the problem. I did short up here on the 22nd. I shorted a position. I did cover it, but I did short it at 132.24. Currently, we're at 124, so we're 10 below that. I didn't quite make all the money there. I probably should annotate this where I closed, but I've been shorting Apple really since beginning of December of last year, That's sort of what I've been doing. The question is, can you short it here? Well, currently we've come down with a red candle here. Okay, and as you can see, this is a dagger. It's close to the low of today's of today's range. So let's kind of I want to look at the 10-minute chart here to see if there's a place that we could possibly short it. It does look like it today the action was from about 131 down here to about 126. So what I would look to do potentially is I would short possibly, what I mean by that is, and you can buy puts. I would short right at about 127, okay, on this because that just appeared to be some resistance. So currently the chart is on Apple is at 125. So if we get a rally tomorrow, which I think is highly likely due to the fact that stocks just don't go straight down. They go down and then they rally. So if we look back a few days, we've had we had this down day today, and then but I suspect we're going to have an update tomorrow on Apple. So I would be a little bit careful here. I probably would be not looking to short this one until we had a little bit of a rally. But I definitely think it is going lower. I really believe that. Really, I think what you want to see when you short something like this, which is clearly in a downward trend, is you want to see two up days in a row. And we had two up days in a row here on the 30th and the 31st. But then today, of course, we had a down day. So I suspect we're probably going to get several down days in a row. And then I want to see a rally up to the 10-day line. That's where I'm looking to short it, is right at the 10-day line. Now, currently, that 10-day line is 130.49. So that's probably where I would short it. So I put a limit order in if I were going to do the short at 130.59. Now, of course, that's just a guideline here. I'm not telling you what to do or anything like to do. This is all based, this is all for entertainment purposes only, as I always have to say. But I probably would be shorting it at about 130 and 50. Currently, it's about 125. So I think I want to see a rally before I go and do something there. All right, let's take a look at Tesla today. Of course, I did close my shorts on Tesla, did pretty well on that. So let's look at Tesla. I do think that Tesla is probably going lower. The question is, when will it break? I think that and I try to post my analysis to Reddit, but unfortunately, I have low karma on on Reddit. So they said, no, we're not going to let you do it. But I do believe, and I want to put it out there for everyone, that I suspect that we're going to see Tesla probably fall to about 85 or so. That's what I'm guessing, based on what I've seen. But let's zoom in a little bit here on the Tesla chart. Kind of look at this is the daily chart that we're looking at here. And let's see, we're going to move it over a little bit. All right, it lets us do it. Sometimes it seems like I don't do the, there we go. So I got to do that. And let's move that slider bar over. There we go. Okay, so now we can see it. All right, so this is going to show the action on Tesla. And I haven't really totally annotated my chart, but I did close my short today. Very nice move. Uh, as you can see, what I did, this is what I'm looking for in a downward trending chart. Is I'm looking for 1, 2, 3 up days or so, and then it hits resistance at a key index line. In this case for Tesla, it's 10-day line. That's where I like to short, is either at the 10-day line or the 21-day line. With Tesla, I think it's best to look at the 10-day line as a place to short it. So currently, Tesla is selling, but where I would short it is if we had a rally up to about 124.87. That's where I would look to short it, just because that tends to be a place that it will reverse. So a lot of selling going on today. Tesla did close down, and it was down significantly as well. So it's been kind of a roller coaster ride. I think there is some issue. I don't know exactly what the issue. I just traded it on the technicals and not on not anything else. Let's kind of zoom out there a little bit. There we go. So basically, what's going on here is you can see this. You can see the trend. This is the daily chart. we came up. This is why it's so important to look at the 200-day moving average. We came up there. We got a little bit of resistance. We came up again, and as you can see, that's where it started to break down. Was in September of last year. That's really where Tesla started to make its way lower. And then last quarter was a disaster, and then now you see we're getting it starting to fall off the cliff. And there it is. There it came up to the basically almost the 21-day line, and it really hasn't been able to touch it since. This is why you probably want to short it when it reaches that 10-day moving average. That's so key. Currently, 10-day moving average is 124.87 for Tesla. That's where I'm going to put in my order to short probably a whole position there because I do expect we're going to see some rally as I expect maybe 1 or 2 more days down, and then I think we're going to rally back to the 10-day line. So that's kind of what it's looking like. All right. I was giving you all that stuff on Tesla. I didn't have the right one. Hey, Lisa, thank you very much. Happy New Year, my friend. Your take on Documentum and GE bear trades. Okay, I love bear trades right now. I'm kind of bearish on the market overall. So let's take a look at DOCU, and that's Documentum. I mean, DocuSign for everyone out there. I said Documentum. Years ago, when I was in Silicon Valley, there was a company called Documentum, so that's what I remember. All right, let's look at the weekly chart. When you're looking for a short, it's a good idea to kind of pull up that weekly chart and get some facts going on there. So let's look at the fundamentals first on DocuSign, and it looks as if they did have some nice increases in sales last quarter, but unfortunately, their change in their earnings per share was down. Their sales are up, their earnings are down, so that means compressed margin. And so the PE ratio is 30 right now in the stock, and it's probably going to go lower. The So my guess is it's going to be a little bit more, little bit more competition. And here's something that I want to show you that I think is very key. And this has been a problem with a lot of the funds. You see, they're heavily invested in the techs, but as you can see, they're trying to get out the back door. In June, we had 1,421 funds that were invested in DocuSign. By September, that was 1,859. So the amount of funds in this is dropping. And in March, you see, we had 1,548. So and then prior to that, a year ago, we had 1886. So slowly but surely, the funds are moving out of this issue. And the question is, you know, where are they moving? Well, we don't know totally where they're moving, but definitely this looks like a rally attempt. But let's draw that reversal line in. So it did reverse higher, but it's still below some of the key indexes. So let's look at the daily chart to see if there's a bear trade on this one. Here's the thing on this one. I probably would not short this at this time because I think it can go, yeah, there we go. So here we go. It's below the 200-day line. It's about 15% above. Oh, okay. That wouldn't necessarily be bad. 50% above that 50-day line. So let me zoom in and see if we could do something at that 50-day line. Yeah, okay. So we sort of had this bounce. I think that's a good call, Lisa. It looks as if I'm just gonna do a quick analysis here on this to see if I can move it over there. There we go. All right. So we had this bounce. Get it over there for everybody on. All right. Sometimes I forget to turn on sometimes I forget to turn on the chart here. So we had this reversal up to 61 from 40. That's a lot. That's a lot of reversal. It's since kind of come down a little bit off of that to 56, and it's off after hours. Yeah, this definitely could be a good place because it's above the 50, the 21, and the 10-day line, and the 10-day line has been rallying, so that might not be a bad place. It's 13 days below that one, but see, 21-day line, 52.99. Yeah, that could be a good short, actually. Yeah, absolutely. That could be a very good short. because it's extended above that 21-day line, extended above the 10-day line, and it looks as if we're getting some resistance. Let's go to the 60-minute chart to see. Yeah, it seems like the resistance on this is, let's kind of do this here. It looks, can't always tell. There we go. All right, we're gonna move over to the. Let's see if I can get it a little bit wider. There. It looks as if we have a. I can pull it over. There we go. Okay, so there we can get. Now we can see it. All right, so we did have seller. So it looks like there is resistance at 58. So what you could do is if you set your, you could set a limit order to short this at about 58. I think that would work. I think that would work because we're coming out of this base and we're moving up. We're almost to the high that we had. So yeah, I think 58 would be a good place to short this one based on this chart. So I appreciate that, Lisa. That's great. Great chart that you put up, and I definitely think that Documentum should be on your short list because it has lost a lot of its value. I just want to check one more thing on Documentum to see kind of what we can do there. Let's see. Sometimes I have, yeah. Let me get it closer to reality here. I zoom in some of the time to so get it down to 100. There we go. So let's pull this over on the daily chart to, okay, there we go. All right. So we're now on the daily chart. This is a little hard to see because I have to change the fit on this graph. So this is a little bit hard to see here, but um, it does look like, um, yeah, I mean, we definitely have increasing volume here. I like to see that. We've had some down days, and I believe, and I want to look at this. Okay, so we are 15% above the 50-day line. That'd be 48. So interesting. Okay, so and we're currently at 56. Yeah, this is looking like a good short. Definitely a good short. So I definitely think you could do that. And let's look at GE for a bear trade here too. And for full disclosure, I went to school with Larry Culp, who is the CEO of GE. He did a lot better than I did in school. He was much smarter than I was. All right, let's look at GE as a short. I probably would not be a short here, Lisa, on this one, primarily because it is in an upward trend. As you can see, it's come down, it's bounced off that 200-day line, it's moving up, but it's above that 200-day line trend. So this looks like a consolidation to me and not a place that it would be short. So I probably would not. I would consider shorting Documentum, but I wouldn't on the GE. That's sort of how I would. That's how I would look at it here. I would, I would, GE possible short at 56, and let's see. So let's see. So DOCU, it's a possible short at 56, and GE don't not now. All right, so that's sort of how I'm save that, put it up there. So that's kind of what I would look at. So the possible short um, on Documentum would probably be at about 56. So let's go back over to that chart, to the document, to the DocuSign chart. I keep saying Documentum. I don't know why. Uh, there we go. Um, so with the DocuSign, yeah, Possible short there at 56, and just don't short the GE right now. I don't think it's a good short right now. All right, let's go back and get some more questions. Thank you very much, Lisa. Appreciate it, as always. Okay, and Troy. S- Troy's number of questions. Hope I can answer them as many as I can. I shorted Tusk. Nice day. Excellent, Troy. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Yep, yep. Been shorting Roku, another good one. Another good one. I just want to share that with everybody out there. It's the tech stocks that you want to be looking at, the ones that ran up the most, and Roku definitely is in that category. Let's just take a quick look at Roku. That's a great comment there, Troy. Appreciate it very much. And let's look at Roku. Yeah, it's a little hard to see it because it's showing. Let's look at the weekly charts. A little easier to see on the weekly, but as you can see, this thing was a rocket ship. Roku was a rocket ship, and then as they say, what goes up must come down, right? Well, it's definitely come down a lot, and I want to see how far off the high it is. We're getting to a point where we have to be a little bit concerned about how far down the stock has come because many of these stocks has really come down quite a bit, and we don't want to be shorting. Okay, so it's 83% off of its all-time high. So this one is getting a little bit. I mean, I think you've done a fantastic job here, Troy. But when it get the closer it gets, the closer it gets to $10, I get a little. You're a little bit in the danger zone because you can get these snapbacks. But so there's a little bit of meat left on the bone here, and you can see it's just been following this just path directly, and today it just sort of collapsed. So yeah, I mean there might be another $10 or $15 to go lower here, um, definitely. So that's a very good short. But one of the things you got to be concerned about, I like to short higher price stocks because it gives us a little bit more leeway, and that's just kind of my take. I like to short them. Obviously, I'm trying to get a short on Chipotle right now. And it's a $1,300 stock, but I tend to like to be like a 100 or so. The only reason is because a little bit more safety factor in case there's a snapback, and you can get these nasty snapbacks if you're shorting. Shorting's a little bit more difficult than going long, so just definitely something that you got to look at. All right, thank you very much. Let's see here. Do you think the spider might hit 320? Yes, absolutely. I've been saying it. I've been actually, if you've been watching me for a while, I've been saying 320 for a long time on the spider. I just think it has to go lower. Let's jump on over to the spider chart here. SPY, of course, is the symbol, and this is an ETF that covers the S&P 500. Let's look at it. All right, so this is the chart here. Jump on over to there. There we go. So this is the chart for the spider. So you can see I have a number of lines here that are drawn through it. This is a reversal line. Now, what it did is it came up to this reversal line today, and it looks like it has moved lower. So it came up to about 380, which is key level, obviously, and then but now it's starting a downward march. So it came up to that 21-day line, and interestingly enough, when I was looking over the stocks that were in a downward trend, the spider was in the downward trend over a period of time. So it's in a downward trend. So yeah, we basically the 200-day line is at about 400, and then we're moving lower than that. But I definitely think that we could. I don't know if we're going to get a reversal right at the 50-day line, but I definitely think it's going to go lower, and I think 320 is a very good number for it to go. Uh, I think there's a high potential that it goes that way, and I don't know if it's going to be in the first quarter or not. That would mean it would have to come all the way down. It would have to come all the way down to about here. And that makes sense because if you can see, this is where the COVID happened. This is the COVID drop. This is the COVID drop on the spider. Yeah, when this started to happen, I was actually fortunate because I was shorting it, which was very nice. But I was shorting the whole index. I was shorting the spider itself without any leverage. So it came all the way down, bounced, very nice, and now The question is, will it continue this movement down? I think it might, because if you look at this is the monthly chart, so you can't really, it's a little bit different than looking at the daily charts, but I definitely think that, there's definitely probably some support at about 320. So I think it very likely could go down to 320. Hard to believe. Wow. Yeah, the pre-pandemic price of Roku. Let's look at that just really quickly. That's one of the things you want to look at. And so if we go back to Roku, I'm looking at the chart here. The This pandemic really started in 2019. If we look at it there, so if we go back to about, let's go back to March of 2019. Okay, hopefully, there we go. All right, so it's gonna go. I'm gonna go back to about March. So I'm gonna go out here to April 1 of 2019. That's kind of really where it's, a lot of the stuff was really starting. Let's look at see where Roku was at that point. I don't remember offhand, obviously. So we're looking here. Okay. Yeah, and okay. So for some reason I can't let this. There we go. So let's go to the daily chart for Roku back in the beginning of the pandemic, which was really in about, yeah, there we go. So the beginning of the pandemic, let's see, we're going from 3/1 2019. Oops, 2018. 3/1/2019. That should give us a good number for Roku. There we go. All right. Sometimes I have trouble. There we go. So Roku on a split adjusted basis at that time would have been worth about 70. Okay, would have been worth about 70. And so this, I guess, was the downtrend, and then it was worth about 70 there. So let's go back to weekly chart. Gives us an idea. Okay, so did that, and let's zoom out to the current time. That gives us the weekly chart. So basically, yeah, so basically from here, okay, so this is after the COVID low, and then we went way up. Yeah. So this was the COVID low here. So the question is, where is it? Okay, it's right at the COVID low, pretty much. It's got resistance right at the COVID low. So 55. So yeah, so the next stop for Roku probably is about 2877. Believe it or not, 2877. That's what I'm kind of looking at. So show everybody the chart here. Yeah. So that's what we're looking at. Believe it or not. I mean, we're looking at about here, because it would be this. Oops. Yep. Come on. Sometimes I have trouble with this. There we go. Yeah. So it'd be about that's the support. Yeah, about 2877. So that's where Roku is headed, I believe, is all the way down to that level. Wow, that's pretty amazing. So yeah, 2877. And happy New Year to you, by the way. All right, we've been going for about 34 minutes. Let's take some questions from TikTok here. What's your thought on Disney? Okay, Disney's a good one to look at because this is a Dow stock, and typically the Dow stocks have been holding up better than the Nasdaq stocks. but Disney has been losing money and it is in restructuring. So it is not a stock that I would probably be buying. The question is, would I be shorting it? Well, maybe this is not the greatest place necessarily to short it, but if it moves up to the 21-day line, I might consider it. So here we are on the 21-day line. It's about it's pretty close to the 21-day line, isn't it? About 1% below the 21-day line. This is possibly a good place to consider shorting it. So let's see if we're going to take a look here. And I haven't been, yeah. So this, yeah, okay. I'm zooming in a little bit here. That's what I'm doing. Hopefully you can see. Hopefully I'm showing you. There we go. Hopefully I'm showing you this on the chart here. Because sometimes, oops, because sometimes I don't do it right. Hold on. Let me get this. Let me just get the banner off. There we go. So we can see it. That's really what I'm trying to do here. Trying to show everybody the chart. All right. So here we are with the chart, and this is for Disney here. We're off after hours. It did, and this is interesting. It came up to that 21-day line. This is a possible short here. Very interesting. You notice how it moves up, and then it was holding the 50-day line, but now it's starting to just hold the 21-day line. My guess is this is going to be a short. So my guess is that this is going lower. The question is, how much lower is this going? We can kind of guess at that, and it looks as if, let's go to the monthly chart. I just kind of want to kind of get an idea. So basically, it did test 81. So this could probably fall another 10 dollars easily. It's definitely in a downward trend, and it's moved up. So that's telling us that Disney is a short too. Wow, I'm going to put that on my list. I thank you for bringing that up. But it does look like Disney is moving lower. So I wouldn't buy Disney long, but I would consider shorting it. I would definitely consider shorting it here. All right. At Frank, down 15%, might bounce. Still a gap. Okay, great question. What do you think about Tesla? I covered Tesla earlier, Frank. Thanks for bringing it up. I did close my short on Tesla. Let me just show you that. Let me just show you that really quickly here. Kind of where we're at, where I closed my short. So let me pull that up on the screen. I hope you can see this on TikTok. It's actually easier to see on YouTube. All right, let's pull that up. All right. So these are the stocks that I covered today. Yeah, there we go. So these are the stocks that I covered today. Now, I did close my short on Tesla. I shorted Tesla on the 30th. I shorted 100 shares at about 119, 120. I was, I was looking. I was going for 120. I wasn't able to get it, so I lowered it, and I shorted it at 120. Then I closed it this morning at about 114. Now it went lower than this too, so I opened it up again at 113, and then I wrote it down to 12, and I closed it. I don't think it's a good time to short it right now. Again, I think that once you get the short, once you make the money in the short, wait for it to move up again, and then reshort it. I do think that there is going to be some opportunity with Tesla. I want to show you that TSLA is the symbol, and I'm going to go over here to the daily chart. The thing about Tesla is it's a very volatile stock. This is the daily chart. You can see how much it came down here. Let's zoom in a little bit on that. And am I showing that correctly on the screen? No, I'm not. There we go. Add to the stream. There we go. Okay. So let's take a look at Tesla kind of zoomed in here a little bit. Maybe I can, I guess I can't. Yeah, let's see if I can move it over if it'll let me. Well, heck. Sometimes it doesn't let me do this. I'm trying to get the scroll bar here. Okay. So hopefully you get the scroll bar. Okay. Give me that scroll bar. Oh, well, I don't know if you can see this or not, but what has to happen, I believe, is Tesla needs to move back up to the 10-day line. So what I would do with Tesla is I would wait until it comes up to about 124.87. It looks like it's going to bounce. It looks like it's going to bounce, and it could bounce significantly. Now it's off a little bit after hours. I definitely think it's going to bounce at least halfway there. So maybe try 121 before you short it, and then just start moving it down. But I think it's going to bounce back up to the 10-day line or very close to that, and it will move down. So there's an opportunity to short it again. Typically, what you want to do when you're shorting it is you want it to move up to an index line, short it there, and then wait for it to pull back. When it pulls back, you need to cover your shorts when you get a big down day, because that's how you're going to capture most of the profit. So that's the thing on that when you're shorting is you want to try to capture that profit as it's moving down. So, yeah, great. All right. So, hi, Jim. Instead of shorting Tesla, what do you think of buying? Oh, absolutely. That works. Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. I'm sorry. I'm saying because I use a regular margin account to trade in. So a lot of times I don't use the ETF, but the Direxion ETF is a good way to go. I definitely think Tesla's going lower. I think it's going to go to about 84 on the share price. So TLSQ might be a good thing to look at. So let's look at TLSQ. Is that right? Did I get it right? TSLQ, excuse me. TSLQ. Let's look at that. And for everybody out there, what this is, and this is kind of interesting, is that this is a ETF. So this allows you to short Tesla in your IRA because you can't short Tesla in your IRA, but you can short it with using one of these. And this definitely looks very, very good here. It came all the way up to almost about 89, as you can see, relative strength's 99. So this is looking good. What I would do here is I would not short it here. I would wait to see if we get a pullback to about that 10-day line. In this case, the 10-day line is right here at about 81. So 81, 82, that's where I would buy it because this one, it's a little bit easier to figure out because this one's moving up because it's the inverse. Okay, so this is ETF cease results is really to corresponding the inverse of one times the daily performance of Tesla. I probably would use this as opposed to the leveraged one, just because Tesla itself is so volatile. But this is a good way to go. But I wouldn't just buy it here. I'd wait for it to pull back to that 10-day line or close to that. That's where I would buy it. So very, very good question. Very, very good question. Really, really helpful to a lot of people, especially the people that are that are doing this in a IRA. So this really works for them. So very, very good. Thank you very much. All right, let's look at KO. KO is I think Coca-Cola FIMSO, and it's the Coca-Cola bottler for Mexico. And it is a big, yeah, no, I'm sorry, this Coca-Cola company. Excuse me, misspoke. I get these confused. Yeah, okay, so this is the actual KO is the actual company. I forget there's several different iterations of Coca-Cola. I haven't traded it really that much. This was a big Warren Buffett stock. I think he's had it for like 30 years or something. I don't know. But what's happened here is it's definitely pulled back down to the 50-day moving average. Now you can tell that the market is getting weak because everything, even the best stuff, is starting to fade, and Coca-Cola definitely is in that category. So we're definitely in a downward trend, and this is why you want to be very careful, especially going long in this situation, because unfortunately, the overall trend of the market seems to be downward. So we want to be a little bit more careful. Would I buy it here? Well, it looks as if it's in this consolidation here, and it was an upward trend, but it looks like it's getting resistance at 65. So it's stepping down. As you can see, this is the trend here of this is the trend. I'm going to put I'm going to put the reversal line in there. So set the alert on that line. No, I want to put it on the trend line itself. So let's see if I can do that. Oops. Command click. There we go. Okay. Oops. Command click click. Set the alert on the trend line. There we go. Okay. So this is the trend line for Coca-Cola. It's trading below that trend line, so I probably would not buy this one. I just wouldn't buy the now if we got a reversal off of the 200-day line, then I'd consider it, but we're in a downward trend for Coca-Cola, believe it or not, so I wouldn't do that. Alright, well, thank you very much, everybody. Smash that like button. Thank you for saying that. I so appreciate that. I need some more likes out there 'cause, well, because I need likes, that's why. So, if you could, please, 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 please smash that like button. If you're not already a member of Dallas Trading Floor, super easy to do it. All you have to do is go to www.dallas Trading Floor, or if you're watching on TikTok, just go to if you're watching on TikTok, just go to the just go to just go up here to my profile. Click on that, and you can get right in on that. It's free, and so it's. I'm going to hopefully be putting out more stuff. I was been a little bit behind and haven't put out as much stuff. I'm going to try to put out some more stuff on shorting because right now that's the kind of market we're in. Unfortunately, we're in the shorting type of market. Hard to make money shorting, but you definitely can make money. It definitely made money today, and hopefully this week we'll be making money. So tell all your friends about the show, and please, please, please. I hope to come back tomorrow and smash the like button. And if you're looking at me on YouTube, please subscribe. Also do that even if you're on TikTok. I would really appreciate that. Would really help me out. And so in order to do and so everybody, happy trading, and I will see you tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Thank you so much for the great questions. Happy trading.